What's up, word? It's your boy Sporty Blacc. This my partner Joe Fade. You are tuned in to Fade the Blacc Hip Hop Podcast, man.
Man, I'd like to take this time out to thank my boy Sporty Blacc for bringing me on, bro. And Fade the Blacc, Sporty Blacc, featuring Joe Fade, the Barbershop Talk, is gonna be the #1 hip hop podcast in the country, man. Once we take off, and what we're gonna bring to y'all is hip hop news. We got daily demos, reviews, interviews of artists. We got new music, new artists coming to the table, and we're gonna get your reaction and some interaction with new artists.
That's right. Well, with no further ado, man, we finna jump right on off into it.
So what's going on in hip hop today, Sporty?
Man,
let these people know what's going on.
It's a lot
man.
going on in hip hop, man. I'm pretty sure y'all people been following the news and the different blog sites, and y'all been seeing what's been going on, and with the exchange of words and the beef with Blacc Youngster and Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get right into that, cause to me, that thing got a lot of different avenues. You know what I'm saying? Cause it started out with Yo Gotti.
Right. Cause it affected a lot of people.
It do. It really does. And you know what it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Blacc Youngster got arrested for allegedly shooting up Young Dolph tour bus and CIAA in Charlotte.
So this the second time that Dolph tour bus been shot up by somebody from Yo Gotti's camp.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, no. Hey, no snitching, no dry snitching. This is still hip hop, so you know we connected to the streets and we gonna stay down to the streets. So ain't no snitching. We just bringing y'all the information because that's what we gonna do with this podcast. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, just going off the information that's already online.
Yes, sir.
You know, basically, Blacc Youngster and 2 other guys out his camp got arrested for shooting up Young Dolph.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly shooting up the tour bus or whatever. Luckily, it was bulletproof. And then after that, Young Dolph went on ahead and dropped an album called Bulletproof. Right. You know what I'm saying? And but you know, Blacc Youngster got arrested. He got out. Then like his first day out, he dropped a diss song.
In which now, hold on now, I heard a little bit of Dolph's Bulletproof.
Yeah.
And man, he went at him. And I guess the main dispute about Young Dolph and Yo Gotti's beef is who is the king of Memphis. Yeah. And Memphis right now is rocking. I don't know if you ever been to Memphis, but when you go to Memphis, you better duck. Let me tell you, sleep on the floor because them boys really busting some big guns up there, man. Some real gangster stuff going on up there, man.
Yeah, man. The city, the first 48, man. Yeah, man. You know, so I don't want to get too much in it because you know what I'm saying. It's kind of dated, but at the same time, y'all know what's going on with it. You know what I'm saying. I can't really say who's at fault or who's right, who's wrong. Who snitching, who ain't snitching, you know what I'm saying? But I seen a Instagram video that Young Dolph posted a couple days ago. He was laughing at Blacc Youngster saying that you know what kind of person, you know what I'm saying, go rent a van in their name and go, you know what I'm saying? So in my eyes, you know what I'm saying, it was kind of like, you know, it was dry snitching.
Man,
you know what I'm
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So you know, I just feel like at some point, man, they need to squash it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man.
They need to squash it, and just let it go. But as far as now that it's, you know, the police done got involved, I just think they need to bag up off of it. You know, let the people, you know, investigate it. And when the truth comes out, the truth comes out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So just for briefly. Now I'm gonna play the role of the good guy. And Sporty, I guess you had to be the advocate. Now break it down, the whole beef. How did the beef get started? Because I heard it was about a female, man.
Okay, well.
Because there one song that Dolph came out with, Don't Play With Me, Play With Your Bitch.
I love that song.
And that was definitely about a female that Yo Gotti was involved with.
Yo Gotti baby mama.
Right. He was his baby mama?
Yeah.
Was involved with, and Dolph was basically starting her, you know what I mean? Yeah. She was basically a little thought for Dolph, you know what I mean? Like, Gotti went handling his business, so... What was that was the whole beef?
Well, actually, you know, I've been following this for a couple years now. You know, what really transpired was the fact that, you know, Yo Gotti You know, he had got on in the city of Memphis, and he seen Young Dolph was up and coming. He tried to sign Young Dolph to his label, but Young Dolph felt like if he would have signed with Yo Gotti, then it would have, you know, kind of discredited the work that he already had put in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he didn't want to sign.
That makes
you know
sense.
what I'm saying? So he was like, nah, I put too much time, too much money into it, so I'm straight.
Right.
So Yo Gotti, like, okay, cool. So after that, Young Dolph felt like Yo Gotti had started hating on him. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, somewhere along the line, he claimed that he smashed the man baby mama, you know, which goes on a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Is it the king of Memphis, or is it North Memphis versus South Memphis or West Memphis?
Well,
is it some kind of geographical
you know,
beef that's going on?
Well, Memphis is a small city. You know what I'm saying? True. You know, but you got so many gangs crammed in. You got California gangs, you got Chicago gangs, and it's just a lot of crime and a lot of violence. And you know, through the history of Memphis as a city, it's always been beef.
Right. Now I'm gonna tell you something.
With the rappers and all.
Memphis rappers, gangsters, cause in Memphis, what's going on is you got some of these rappers that come from the gangster lifestyle that then get involved and try to work their way out of hip hop. I mean, out of the streets and get involved in hip hop. So what's going on is now, I guess it has evolved to the point to where these artists have to say, okay, now who's gonna be the man? Who's gonna be the king of Memphis? Who's gonna be that guy? Who's gonna be that dude? And I guess I feel like Dolph, if he would have signed to Yo Gotti, he would have felt like I'm up under him. And in my opinion, Dolph ain't that dude to be up under nobody. Dolph is that guy that's independent. He a straight hustler. You can tell by his rhymes, you can tell by his lyrics that he gonna stand alone and he a boss. And I think what it was two kings clashing and, you know, could not really work together. And he probably felt like Yo Gotti tried to son him. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. He felt like Yo Gotti tried to son him and be like, you know what, you my son, pretty much. And the genius part of what Yo Gotti did was he was gonna take Young Dolph because he know he hot. Everybody know the story about Scarface and what happened with Frank. Frank needed somebody with some balls, and basically the guy with the balls was Young Dolph, and Frank was Yo Gotti. So Yo Gotti go get Dolph because he know he the hottest and he the toughest and he the most gangster thing out here on the street getting involved in hip hop. So Dolph, being that gangster like Tony Montana, recognized off the rip, like, hold on, you ain't about to son me, and I ain't about to own up to you, nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not about to look up to you and as you my, you know, my boss. When you really should be coming to me as your brother and your partner, and I definitely understand that part of it.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I disagree.
Okay.
Only because I'm looking at what he's did with Blacc Youngster and Moneybagg Yo. It was kind of the same situation. Both of them was hot in the city of Memphis. He stepped to him about, you know, joining his label. He paid them. They joined his label. You know what I mean? Now they reaping the fruits of the label.
Right, true.
You know what I mean? And they both doing real good. So I'm thinking just at that time, I agree with what you say. Young Dolph didn't want to, you know, be up under nobody. He wanted to be independent. You know what I'm saying? And self-owned. I respect that and I salute that. I just think he looked at it from the wrong perspective.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
But at the same time, you know, salute to both of them guys. Salute to both camps, Paper Route and Cocaine Music Group, CMG, PRE. They both doing their thing, man. But hey, man, it's some real beef going on out there. I just hope them guys, you know, somebody need to step in, like one of the OGs, whether it's 8 Ball or DJ Paul.
Somebody better call Jerry Prince. Hold on.
Somebody need to step in.
Somebody better call Jerry Prince.
And just try to squash that thing, man, before somebody get killed. Because this one I'm thinking if somebody do get killed, it's gonna be one of the young niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because while these guys, you know, they all over the country doing shows.
But you know what happened? This is what happens. Okay, you got, like you said, it may be a young nigga getting killed, or either this young nigga finna go to jail.
Yeah, because they still in the city.
And do the time,
They're
right.
still in the city.
And see, the young niggas, the ones who are not on film and not on camera, are not out of 10 times the one who take the blame and take the fall and bite the bullet, take the dope charge, and make the, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, the one who getting the body actually while the big boss getting the teardrop, you the one who caught the body and doing the time in jail.
Yeah, because like I said, them guys, they on tour, man. They going all over the country, man. But it's them people, you know, that's running around repping the heavy camp or
right.
paper route or the whatever, and they still in the city of Memphis.
Right.
So just like Blacc Youngster and Young Dolph, they both from South Memphis.
Okay.
So therefore, they got people within their camps that's go see each other. Memphis ain't but so
True.
big. You feel what I'm saying? So that's when the beef go escalate.
Right.
To
right.
fighting, shootouts, and murder.
Right.
First 48.
Right.
But behind this shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's all about egos because somebody at this point need to step in and be like,
Right.
you know what,
Right.
man? You got it, bro.
Right.
You got it. It ain't that serious,
Right.
man. If you fuck my baby mama, cool. That goes
Cool.
on in
Cool.
life. Everybody baby mama.
Because at the end of the day, we're going to go ahead and say Fade the Blacc does not condone any kind of beef, whether it's rap beef and it's beef or it's beef stroganoff. We do not support any kind of beef. And with that being said, this is exactly what Fade the Blacc going to bring to you. Both sides of the spectrum. From the outside looking in, from the inside looking out. Fade the Blacc.
For sure. But speaking on Memphis, I was just thinking about, like, damn, man, it's a lot of dope artists in Memphis because my honest opinion, right now in hip hop, the hottest nigga in rap to me for it on the streets, not mainstream, but in the streets, is Moneybagg Yo.
Ooh.
He's straight out of Memphis.
Straight
He
out.
signed to Yo Gotti. You know what I mean? But speaking of him, and just speaking of the city of Memphis, it's so many dope artists come out that little small city, man. It's like, damn, Memphis really got, you know, a lot of talent. If you think back to 8 Ball MJG.
Right, Orange Man. That's what they were talking about back then. Yeah.
Player, Fly, Skinny, Pimp, you know, so forth and so forth. I'm like, damn, them folks got really, really, you know, done had their handprint on hip hop.
Project Pat, DJ Paul,
Yeah.
like you got to give it up. I mean, they even made a movie, a hip hop inspired movie.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What do we call Hustle and Flow?
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow with your boy Lucius going in, man. Whoop that trick, man. Y'all know what's going
Shout out
on,
Terry
man.
Howard, man. Them boys won they won an Oscar for best original song with that song Whoop That
Facts.
Trick, man.
Big facts.
So
Big
you know
facts.
the only hip hop artist to ever do such a feat, man. So
Right.
salute to them boys.
Right.
Man.
And the boy Juicy J and DJ Paul actually wrote that song, right?
Yeah, they won an Oscar for it.
Right, man. That's a big
Yeah.
look, man,
Yeah.
for
Oscar
Orange
for it.
Man, North Memphis.
All that.
Man, for all the pioneers that
So,
represented.
Salute to the city of Memphis, man. And speaking of which, man, that brings me to my next topic I want to discuss, man. We just spoke about the city of Memphis. I'm not from Memphis, you know. I lived in Nashville for a minute, been to Memphis, but I'm not from Memphis.
But it's cities like that.
Yeah, cities like that,
Okay.
they're very detrimental or very influential to hip hop. So I just want to say, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you think is the top 5 all-time cities that had the most impact on hip hop?
The most man, listen, okay, if I had to say New York City
Okay,
is
definitely.
number one.
Definitely.
And New York City, I'm gonna have to say like the Bronx and include Queens. You see what I'm saying? As one. Now, go to LA or let me just say like Long Beach or my bad, Compton. Let's just say Compton is one of those cities that definitely had a major impact on hip hop. If y'all don't agree with me, man, y'all crazy. Y'all don't know nothing about hip hop.
Yeah.
Then you gotta go something like New Orleans,
Okay.
Uptown, and then you got, you know what I'm saying? Uptown you had Cash Money, and then New Orleans, the Calio Projects, the city, the heart. Ninth Ward was Master P. I'm talking about the most influential cities right there. You feel what I'm saying? And I have to say, I'm gonna give shout out to Memphis because 8 Ball MJG paved the way for a lot of cats. And last but not least, don't let me forget now, my city, man, Atlanta, man, ATL, baby, y'all know right now, if you don't come through Atlanta, you don't come through this city, man, y'all ain't talking about nothing out here, man. I'm just gonna keep it real with you now. When it comes to trap flow, when it comes to rap, when it comes to trap flow and rap, you got to come through Atlanta at some point of time, and because Atlanta is a tough crowd, it's a corner pocket city, pretty much, where we kind of catch everything right here in Georgia. You feel what I'm saying? GA, man, you know what's going on, man. So
basically, you said Atlanta, New York, LA, New Orleans, and Memphis.
In Memphis.
Them are exact same five, so I'm not gonna argue there. I'm just gonna throw an honorable mention in there. I'm gonna throw Houston in there.
Honorable mention. Okay, and now, you know, let's get inside the top 10. Yeah. But we're gonna only go to 7 because you named 6. Yeah. I gotta say Chicago.
Oh yeah, you can't leave out the shot.
The Illinois. Hey, shout out to them soldiers in Iraq, man, because man, them boys been making some good music for a long time in the winning city. Like you got players like Kanye West and Common that came out of there.
Man, shout out Lupe Fiasco, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out
sir.
Foster, shout out to Brad,
man. Yes, sir,
hey,
man.
Shout out Chief Key. Shout out to all the
all them men that really need that love, man.
Shout out to Do or Die, man.
Hey, shout out to him, man, because
shout out Psycho Draw.
right. And that's exactly what we're gonna do with this hip hop cast. We ain't trying to really just blast nobody or down nobody, but we just gonna give you the real hip hop as we see it. You know what I'm saying? And we just gonna fade to black every single time on you, man.
For sure.
Alright, you back with the hip hop news from Fade to Black. And what I got for you today, we're coming with the new albums that have dropped in the last couple of weeks in the month of May, pretty much. And what we got right here is The King and I with Faith Evans and Notorious B.I.G. Now, I want y'all to wait for a minute before y'all give y'all opinions on what we got going on until I get finished reading off the rest. Then we got Frank Ocean in Montana. The God Box with David Banner. Now, I know for a fact that's a good one. And that boy David Banner has been perfecting this knowledge dropping for a while. Then we got Never Left by your boy Snoop Dogg. Man, that's a major deal. Snoop Dogg is still in the game and giving y'all quality. Then we got Drop Top WAP. Shout out to my boy WAP, man. He came out and, man, salute to WAP, man, because he's doing his thing. Then we got Teenage Emotions. My boy Lil Yachty is getting to the money. And I ain't talking about a little boat. I'm talking about a yacht. You feel me? Okay. And then we got Let There Be Light by your boy The Light and Willie B. Okay, then we got Big Boy's new album that he's working on. I think he's kind of finished and getting ready, you know, his final touches, but it's called Boomerverse. Now, Sporty, what you think? First of all, give me your opinion on Faith Evans and Notorious B.I.G. coming out with an album called The King and I.
Well, you know, first of all, man, shout out to the Notorious Big, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace.
But me personally, I'm not checking for that album.
True. Okay.
I'm not checking for it.
That's true. That's true. What about Frank Ocean and
I'm definitely not checking for that.
Shout out to Frank Ocean. Now, no disrespect. Frank Ocean is a great producer, but you know, I guess you know where we at right now. And hip hop is a very fragile moment, you know what I mean? A very fragile time in hip hop where you got like, you know, Uzi Vert, you know what I'm saying, wearing very provocative type clothes. And in my opinion, I think he kind of got it from Thug, you know what I mean? And in my opinion, I think they kind of let those who are the powers that be kind of influence them a little more with the money and for the money. You know what I mean? So
what you saying, like the label making them do that type of stuff?
In my opinion, I think it's more like, okay, it's like you go into a room and I know I'm finna go do a photo shoot for my new album cover, and then I walk into the room with my producers and my manager, and then they say, here, put this on. And it's a dress by Chanel with a purse and a shirt. And I'm just like, I don't know what a lot of these artists are thinking when it comes down to pulling the trigger, because at the end of the day, artists, let me speak to you and understand me. At the end of the day, it's all about you and the decision and the choices that you make. So without you, it wouldn't be nothing. Without us, it would not be anything. You know what I'm saying? Without the artist, what's gonna come from that? Because clearly, if the producer could do it himself, he would. Okay, so I just really think that I just really think that if someone in their camp just saying, here, put this on, it's gonna make you more money.
You could be right. I really have no idea because you got guys like Andre 3000. You know, he
artistically
like that. You know what I'm saying?
But I think he was more independently
like
doing
that.
it like
you know
that.
I mean? You had Kanye West wearing a kilt. You
Right.
had A$AP Rocky, 2 Chainz, all these niggas wearing.
But
dresses.
it's totally different.
You know what I mean? So I don't really know if you know the executive making these guys do that.
True.
I think Young Thug, when he was doing it just for the shock value.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
To make people talk about it.
Now, shout out to Thug. I really salute Thug, and I heard some great things about Thug. T.I. said Thug was a genius in the studio. Now, way back when Thug first came out, when people weren't really understanding what was going on, T.I. himself, now, T.I. straight up G when it comes, you know, in my opinion, you know, when it comes to Atlanta artists, and T.I. is that king. But one of the things that he said about Thug was a genius in the studio. And a lot of people, I think, take it for granted, the hard work that you have to put in the studio.
What did that being a genius studio got to do with him wearing a dress?
No. That's the point I was getting to.
Oh, okay.
Now, the other thing about that is, nobody told you to wear the same dress that Belle wore from Beauty and the Beast. Or maybe somebody did, but why did you, Thug, make that decision for yourself? And how was it that, you know, what made you come to that? You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't understand. So I'm just gonna leave that alone.
We're gonna leave that where it's
right.
Because some things it just ain't for us to understand.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's within the artist's mind.
True. So with that being said, let's get right into the God Box with David Banner. What you think about just the boldness of David Banner when people say that knowledge is something that artists should stay away from? Dropping knowledge is something that artists should stay away from.
Well, you know, shout out to David Banner. I've been following his career for a while.
Forever, man.
David Banner, he's a legend in the South, and even when he came with
Mississippi,
more, you know, traditional, you know, Southern hip hop,
right,
he still try to have some kind of message in his music.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? He always try to have a message in his music, and even when he's not doing music, he's out in the field speaking at different places, you know what I mean, dropping jewels on people, you know what I mean, from his perspective, from political, spiritual, you know, social, different, you know what I mean, just different avenues that he's speaking on. So for him to drop the God Box, you know, it's an incredible piece of art. And I like how he actually packaged it as a box. And you open the box up, you know what I mean? You get the flag, and you get the tape, you get this, you get that. You know, you get a lot. You get your money worth. You kind of get an experience. So, you know, I respect him for that, you know what I mean? And I respect him for the message. The music is good, you know what I mean? And he's been doing it for a while, man. He's still one of the best producers in the world, you know what I mean? I think he's kind of underrated, you know what I mean? But I think that's definitely worth a listen, you know what I mean, to any backpack rapper fans out there, conscious fans out there, any true Southern hip hop fans out there, any fans, you know what I mean, that just really on that type of lane right there. I think that'll be a good listen for y'all. The God Box, go get that. True.
Okay, now with that being said, the God Box, David Banner, man, shout out to you, David Banner, because you taking a big step, and I do really feel like not only did you pay attention and watch Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, and 4, and paying attention to what's going on in the street with young black males being shot down by police officers like Mike Brown, Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, Philando Castillo, I mean, and a lot more of us that's being shot down, you know, way back to Emmett Till, you know what I mean, or killed, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily shot down, but savagely murdered at the hands of, you know, so-called Europeans or Caucasians. But now with that being said, artists like my boy Snoop Dogg that just came out and dropped another album. I think it's 2017, so Snoop has been in the game for a little bit more than 20 years now.
Yeah,
and he
20.
just dropped the album called Never Left. Like, what you think about that, sport?
Oh, well, you know, shout out to Snoop Dogg, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, Godfather, man.
Yeah, he definitely a legend, you know what I'm saying? And I think at this point in Snoop's career, it's definitely not about the money no more. It's just that passion that he has as an artist, you know what I mean, to continue to just, you know, put out music, you know what I mean? And one thing about Snoop Dogg, every time he drops an album, they pretty much be solid, but I give him props for always being able to evolve with the time without trying to compromise his true sound and his true fan base.
Because, you know what? Now, that was one of the major things that was kind of like an issue, but nobody really wanted to talk about it and go into that issue was, and Snoop Dogg and Drake actually made a joke about it a long time ago when Snoop had went to No Limit and then went back with Drake. They actually made a joke about it, and the joke was, Dre said that he would be 60 years old still rapping and Snoop would still be featured on one of his tracks. And, you know, basically that would be that old, still making music. So, I think they definitely killed one of the stereotypes that you can't be so old rapping and making new music. And that's one of the things you just pointed out, that he still managed to stay relevant and make good music.
Yeah, man, and that's a feat within itself, because there's a lot of guys that's a lot of older rappers, you know,
fall
what I'm
to
saying?
the wayside.
They fall to the wayside. That's a lot of old bitter rappers out
Nas
there.
came out with that song called "Where Are They Now?"
Yeah, who hating on the younger rappers, you know what I'm saying? And the sad thing about it is that a lot of the old heads that's hating them, I'm talking to you.
Them old heads.
It's like you really don't got room to talk if you're not able to make good quality music. Because one thing about music, if the music is good, ain't nobody checking for your birth certificate trying to see what year you were born. Right. If the shit hot, it's hot.
Checking for your birth certificate.
You know what I'm saying? So if the shit ain't hot, it don't matter how old you is, man. And I just think that's what it is, man. You got too many old bitter rappers talking shit about the young rappers, but they can't make no hits to save their life. You know what I mean? But you got certain people who older in age, a la Jay-Z, a la Snoop, a la 50 Cent, and other rappers who still able to come out with good quality
because they stand ahead of the game. And I think that's the number one thing about being a hustler. Being a hustler to me means, and the other word is ambition. You motivated. You stand a step ahead of the game. Now, and with that being said, what you said with old and new artists, what about Teenage Emotions, my boy Lil Yachty? I had to shout out Lil Yachty because he showed poise and he showed that not only are young artists coming up with lyrics that we think kind of dumbed down a little bit, or they making it easier, but Yachty kind of showed that he can still make simple music, but also somewhat complex, and I think he did that, and he showed a lot of growth in my opinion, and I mean, Yachty just kind of took off, and it's a thing where we have to respect Yachty now because he making music. What you think about this, boy?
I totally disagree. That album is trash. You don't think it's trash. I think that
I Inspire My Little Eye.
That's not his song.
Okay,
but he's on the song. I think it was a lot of pressure. He said himself the labels were putting on him to drop an album.
Right.
He dropped 19 tracks. Out of 19, I think 6 or 7 of them is all right.
Right.
I think what they should have did.
You didn't even want to go platinum.
I think what they should have did was probably just made it like an 8-9 song EP.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean? But I give credit to QC. Shout out to Coach K. Shout out to P. They do a great job with marketing and managing their artists, especially Migos and Lil Yachty. But the money they put behind Lil Yachty, I really wish they would have put behind Johnny Cinco, because he has a banging album.
Right.
That John Poppy 2, that shit is hot. I don't really know what's going on with the label situation over there, because I've been watching Instagram. Haven't been seeing Coach K or P or anybody in the camp really promoting Johnny Cinco's music. They ain't been promoting Jose Guapo's music. OG Mako Music, or Skipper the Flipper. I don't really know. All the people I see them promoting is Migos and Yachty, which is the two breadwinners. I don't really know what's going on, so I don't want to get too much into that. But just staying on topic with the Lil Yachty album, that shit was trash.
It was trash.
It was trash.
Okay.
I like a couple songs, but overall, you know, you and I and everybody else kind of knew that shit was gonna be trash.
Right. And just another artist that I want to just give a shout out to while we still on the subject of young and old artists. My boy Big Boy from Outkast, in my opinion, he's still making waves. Big Boy still got that flow, and which I think a lot of artists like Migos and just the Atlanta style rappers, I wouldn't say that they took from Big Boy or they got it from Big Boy, but it was definitely somewhat of an influence as far as hip hop was involved, and kind of like involved, and the way that they still kind of speed, you know what I'm saying, up the bars and the tempo and rap. So Big Boy new album that just came out, or that he's still working on, let me say that, it's called Boomer Verse, and I think Big Boy is still gonna make an impact and make a little splash, man, and probably I say he may go gold. I ain't gonna put it out there like he gonna go platinum, but Big Boy still gonna make a good little splash.
Big Boy won't go. That nigga won't go bronze.
You don't think so?
Ain't nobody checking for Big Boy. Dre, the world checking for Dre.
They waiting to see what Dre gonna do.
Ain't nobody checking for Big Boy.
What is Dre gonna do, man? What's up with Dre? Cause I heard he had stage fright.
I don't know. I can't say. But I'm waiting on Dre just like every other hip hop historian or anybody in hip hop. We all waiting on Dre. Big Boy, he can drop that shit tomorrow. And I'm not finna go listen to it.
Right.
I mean, I respect Big Boy. He a legend. You know, I give him his props. I salute him for being one half of one of the my favorite hip hop group of all times. But as a solo artist, I'm not checking for Big Boy.
You ain't checking for Big Boy.
I'm not checking for Big Boy.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm gonna tell you about me. Now, I can say in a way I kind of grew up on Big Boy, and not just Big Boy, but the Dungeon Family, Organized Noise. I had to shout them boys out because when, you know, I was one of them kids. My father died in '93. My mom couldn't really just be out there with me, so I had Dungeon Family. I had Organized Noise, and when it came to advice and stuff that, you know, I kind of took from those lyrics, and and some of those I still live by today. So that's one of the main reasons why I say I give a shout out to Dungeon Family, Outkast, Good and Mob, The Witch Doctor, Big Rube, Sleepy Brown, and a lot of them guys, Cool Breeze.
Well, Organized Noise, they dropping a new album, well, a new EP. I'll check that out before I check the Big Boy shit.
Right.
To be honest, you know, I just ain't checking for Big Boy, and I'm not the only one.
Oh no, you're not the only one. You're
not
the only one.
Salute to the Dungeon, salute to Organized Noise, salute to the whole movement because they laid the foundation for Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And for the South, you know, to be honest. And they really did a lot. They pioneered in the game. And I just think now, like, guy like Big Boy still dropping music, I think they just doing that because of the love and the passion that they have, you know, for hip hop.
True.
And just, you know, I salute them, you know, just for that. But will I actually listen to it? I'm just being honest. I'm not checking.
Okay. Now, let me just be real on one thing, and let me just touch on one thing real quick. Now, the way I see the evolution of music, now, as an artist, you have to evolve. Bob Marley came out as the conclusion of evolution in a lot of artists, where he used the tone of his own voice to make music. And if you understand what happened with CeeLo and what happened with Andre 3000, since we're talking about Dungeon Family, that is what happened with the artists. And as far as what we know about Andre 3000 and what we know about like CeeLo, they were amazing rap artists and freestylers, but the one thing that they did was they were comfortable enough to use the tone of their own voice to evolve as an artist. And one thing that I could say that really made me respect Dungeon Family, Outkast was some of those artists kind of evolved into that. And when I say that, I can see like now that evolution is taking a whole shorter course, where you got artists like Drake they recognized that early. So he's singing and rapping on some of his early stuff, and his first mixtape that turned into $1 million basically. And then you have like Yachty. Yachty came out with a little melody, kind of singing, you know, thug. You got Future that use auto tunes.
Well, right now, basically what you're trying to say is that hip hop is melodic driven. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
right,
yeah, true.
Right now, if you
True.
don't really got no melody in your rhymes, it's gonna be real hard for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
J. Cole said in his rhyme, he said, back when you could get a platinum plaque without no melody. And that means a lot because right now, since we talking about new music, Bryson Tiller just dropped a new tape, you know what I'm saying? And it's not as good as his first tape, Trap Soul, but it's a real solid tape. It's called True to Self.
True to Self.
And
Yes,
Bryson Tiller is one of those guys that, you know, he's a rapper and a singer, you know, and you can kind of say the same for Drake. You can kind of say the same for Party Next Door and a lot of more of these other guys,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So even Future, you know what I mean, with the whole Hendrix album, that was an R&B album, you know what I'm saying? Young Thug, he coming out with a sing album. His first song, he did a snippet of it. It was a country song. So right now, hip hop and R&B, it's really no in between.
It's really no in between.
It's really all.
It's just
really
one,
all together.
one flow, right?
It's really like one big genre. And me personally, I don't have no problem with it because I'm a old school fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony, and
True.
I feel like, you know, they were the first people that really just utilized that melodic and harmonizing flow.
In hip hop,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And you got a lot of guys that's, you know, piggybacking that, so I don't got no problem with it.
Right. And I just wanted to add on to that, and what I was getting to as far as the artist evolving and as far as using the tone of their own voice is, like you said, you got those new artists just coming out and they recognizing that. And the main point I was trying to make, when you go back 20 years into hip hop, and we know how things come full circle in 360, it's kind of like Outkast and Douglas Family. The reason why I respect them so much, they was dropping knowledge and weren't really so much talking about, you know, so much material things, golden jewels. And that was really dropping more knowledge and giving more wisdom and understanding, helping us kind of like, and especially me, kind of like grow through certain situations that we were going through. And the point that I'm getting to is, now here it is 20 years later, and it's kind of like the same cycle is about to repeat itself. So my message to new artists is, don't be afraid to step out there and speak some knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Now, in my opinion, that's not no old head thing. That's not saying get away from the trap music. It's just saying that don't be afraid to get out here and speak some real knowledge to the youth, to these kids that's watching you and trying to mimic everything you do.
Yeah, but hell, to speak it, you got to know it. You got to possess it.
No, that's true.
I mean? A lot of them just don't possess it because you got to realize a lot of these guys, hypothetically, since we talking about Yachty, just last year, man, that man was in school, broke, couldn't get a date. Probably
He said that, 19 years old.
But now, you know what I'm saying, due to the fact that he was hot on SoundCloud, and Coach K them seen him when it signed him, and boom, put him on, and he blew up. So now, just, you know, these people are getting on so fast.
Right. Within
6 to 9 months, their whole life changed to the point where, hell, they got to rap about what they seeing, what they got, what's going on in their life. A lot of these guys, they ain't really been through enough experience or have enough knowledge to be able to, you know what I mean, speak nothing, you know what I'm saying, on the track. Like, hypothetically, look at an artist like Nas, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nas or Tupac, you know what I mean? These people went through some things, you know what I mean? These people were well educated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you could tell that through their music, you know what I mean? Nowadays, these 18 and 19-year-old guys, man, they coming fresh out the trap, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Smoking weed all day, sipping lean all day, going to the booty club and stuff like that. So that's their reality. Then when they get some money, you know, they go rap about they new reality,
right.
which is this the money, you know what I'm saying? These cars they getting, this jewelry they getting, all these thoughts they fucking, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be hard to really look for younger artists to usher in that knowledge. So shout out to the ones that do like the J. Cole and the Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? Shout out to those guys. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like hip hop is so big and have so many different artists within it. That, you know, if that's what you want to hear, you know, it's a lot of artists out there that provide that for you. You know what I mean? So I try not to be too critical about no artists, about what their subject matter is, you know what I'm saying? Because if you dope, you dope, you know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I think Moneybagg Yo is one of the dopest artists out there right now. And hell, he rap about basically the same shit any other trap.
It's just the way he putting it out there.
Exactly, but it's just his bars and his delivery and how he put that shit together, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. It's just what you like, man. You know, what you in the mood for. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. Now, I would just say, now we can move right along into the next thing, the next topic, and that is hip hop history. Today is May 30th, 2017, and we have a legend, Big L, that was born today. Big L. Now, I read some things and check some sources. And you got legends like Nas that actually commented and was saying stuff like, you know, he was pretty much terrified of the type of artist that Big L was. And that just resonates with someone like me that's basically a fan of hip hop, a lifelong fan of hip hop. And you got guys like Jay-Z who said that Big L could have been one of the greatest hook writers ever, you know what I mean? And one of the greatest writers ever, you know what I mean? And his life got kind of taken away at a young age, and he didn't get a chance to fully live his potential. And he would have been 40 years old today. Yeah. And you got guys like Eminem said, you take Biggie, a little bit of Biggie, a little bit of Tupac, and you come up with Big L on Eminem's track that was
with 50 Cent, that Patiently Wait.
Yeah, Patiently Wait. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a big deal, and I just want to take this time out in hip hop, you know what I mean, while we discussing it, and go into a little bit of history on this day, May 30th, and give a shout out to Big L, man.
Man, shout out to Big L, man. Rest in peace. Yes, shout out to the Children of the Corn, man. That was Big L.
Yes, sir.
Mace, Cameron, man. Shout out to them guys from Harlem,
yeah,
man.
From
yeah,
Harlem.
Big L was one of the dopest lyricists coming up out of Harlem, man. And he had a legendary freestyle battle, if I'm not mistaken, with Jay-Z. You know what I mean? And it went down in the history books. But yeah, Big L, he was definitely ahead of his time, and you know, it was unfortunate he was unable to, you know, see his career prosper. But a lot of the hip hop, you know, heads, they know who Big L is, man. If you don't know who Big L is, you know, just Google him.
Yeah, do your research on Big L, man. It'll be worth your time, man.
The home was dope.
Yes, sir. Man, thank y'all for tuning in to Fade to Blacc, man, featuring your boy Joe Fade, the Barbershop Talk, and my man right here, Sporty Blacc, man. There's a real artist doing real things out here in the world of music, in the world of hip hop in the industry. And right now, we just want to take this time out to bring it back home and just give, you know, some local news and some local hip hop news that's going on right here in the area.
Oh yeah, man, what's up? This your boy Sporty Blacc. Like he was saying, yeah, I'm an artist. You know, I do music. You know, I got a slew of mixtapes out there. I just recently dropped an album called Crack Music 3 that's available on Spotify, iTunes, and anywhere else music is stored or sold online. And like I said, I just been working but mostly I've been trying to help push some of the artists I managed. Speaking of which, one of my artists I managed is a dude named Young Goon. Yesterday we just did a video for him. Look out for that. It's called On E. You know, got a lot of interviews, you know, on my channel on Sporty Blacc. Got a new one coming out with my artist Low Key LaFlame. He telling you about the mixtape he and I working on called Outscore Hero. That's gonna be real crazy. We about 10 songs in on it. You know, we looking to drop around July the 4th. So be on the lookout for that right there. I just been working, man, with a lot of artists, man, from West Georgia to Atlanta.
Right.
You know, even a few DJs in Alabama. You know, they rocking with me real hard, man. So you know, just trying to keep things moving and continue to build a fan base. And but mixtape, they all doing real well. You know, especially on live mixtapes. Shout out to live mixtape for fucking with me, man. The way they fuck with me,
right.
I really appreciate that. But, just working, man. Just trying to, push it out there, and open up doors for other artists that's in West Georgia.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of talent down here. A lot of talent, but it's like, it's just a lack of different things that's, stopping guys from this area from getting on, you know what I mean? So,
right.
Me being, kind of like the elder statesman, I feel like I got to come in and open up doors or even kick down some doors,
right.
or create some platforms
for
the artists. Yeah,
yes,
for the artists coming behind me.
And that's pretty much what, we want to touch on is the main reason and the foundation that we want to build off of with Fade the Blacc, with Joe Fade the Barbershop Talk and Sport the Blacc, man, the artist, the entrepreneur, the author, man. My boy got some books out here, man. And the main thing that we trying to do is create that platform that these local artists can blast off on and basically get some notary and get notarized, you know what I'm saying? And it's more than just, we got social media, so many social media websites, but the organic platforms are what's going on right here that, that take off and where we create this foundation right here, right now. And I think it's just a big thing. Shout out to you, Sporter, man, for all your hard work, man, because I really salute you, bro, for the whole struggle, man, that you went through.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And the whole, what you bringing to the game right now, and really, in a way, you reaching back, you know what I mean, to a lot of these artists that really, they have the same opportunities you have. And it's so crazy that, you kind of ran circles around a lot of them, you know what I mean? Just to be real, what's going on. But with that being said, it's just you having to, just being a natural born leader, just giving them a platform to blast off on and helping, with that direction.
Yeah.
So they can move forward. And I think one of the next things that we're going to get into on the next podcast that we should get into is how to brand yourself as an independent artist, because right now we got so many outlets that you can blast off from and create your own platform. Like back in the day, you had to get a manager, agent, you had to sign to a label, you had to do so much. And so the next show, next podcast, man, y'all stay tuned. We're gonna give y'all some real key pointers, some major keys to be an independent artist and to take off and to really make yourself pop the way you should. And the secret is, it don't take you signing to a major label anymore. There's so many different avenues that you can blast off on, and we're about to give you the major keys. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to the next episode of Fade the Blacc.
We signing off, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, let me give a shout out real quick to that Summer Colada, man.
Yeah, that thing that good.
Going in, man. Yeah, it's
shout out
going
Diddy,
in.
man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.